yeah, here's the refurbished Fredbear's. As you probably heard by now, a new company bought this place out and is building a franchise off of it, so it's already seeming pretty promising. Well, at least more than last time. But normally I wouldn't even be here right now, but since you took time off, some things have kind of changed, to put it lightly, and management really wants me to help you on your first week, but getting to the point, you probably noticed something with your new setup. One of the first things we got out of the new partnership was a much better security system, which includes some cameras around the building, so no more walking around all night with a flashlight. Just be glad they're paying you the same. But on something more important, they've been messing with the robots since we bought out. Remember how they used to be deactivated at night? Well, they can walk around during the day now, which is cool, but they don't exactly have a night mode or anything, so what I'm saying is they'll probably wander into your office at some point. Though, they aren't dangerous or anything, but there's no way in hell we're getting any new equipment if it breaks, so I left you something on your desk there. It's a tape recorder with one of those tapes they use during the day. It's supposed to bring them back to the stage like it's some real-time coding or something, so hopefully it'll work. Just keep in mind the recorder's a little busted, so it should still work though. It just can't be rewound, so make every use count. One more thing before I go. Always keep an eye on camera 2. There's some robot back there that gets a little handsy when the music isn't playing. Don't ask me how that one works, just use the monitor to play the music box and keep everything in check. Oh, and the flashlight might stun the robots for a bit. Don't forget to use it on the doors from time to time as well. That should be everything. Alright, good night, man. Hey man. This might be a quicker call since I don't want to bother you too much tonight. You've probably already gotten comfortable with everything by now, but we just got some new robots. Yeah, things have been kind of hectic today. The classics just aren't, acting right. But we're keeping them in the bag for now until we get things sorted out with them. They've been calling new ones like spring locks, I guess. I guess it rolls off the tongue, but more importantly, it's going to be a part of the whole rebranding thing the company's trying to do, and thankfully that means the robots that are coming in aren't going to be total pieces of crap to work with. I don't think they should cause you issues like the other ones, so if you see anything out of the ordinary, just, ignore it. I heard the new models can double as costumes too, but if I'm being honest, I'm not sure how safe I'd feel being inside one of those things. Besides all that, nothing much has changed. You've probably already gotten used to the whole routine by now. Nothing much really changes around here, even after the buyout, but still, I want to remind you, don't forget to check the storage room, or the TV room, or whatever we decided on calling it. Just don't forget to keep the music playing. Honestly, I don't know why we still have that piece of junk in that room, but hopefully one day we'll be able to throw it out. But until then, it's your problem. Keep doing what you're doing, though. And, keep the music playing. You'll be fine. See you later, man. Hey. Sorry if I can't get my thoughts together. Things are really hectic over here, to say the least. Something transpired today during the birthday party, and we've decided to close down for the foreseeable future, at least until everything gets settled. The place is on extra tight lockdown. Even the robots are turned off, and with the extra attention, people might get a little nosy, which could lead to trouble, obviously. So, things are going to be a little different tonight. They're really going to need you to keep your eye on everything. The last thing we need right now is some kid breaking in and seeing something they really shouldn't. This might be my last call. It's the end of the week, and I'm pretty sure you've gotten more than settled in by now. To be entirely honest, I'll probably be taking my leave soon anyways, so at the very least, I think you deserve to know. Do not trust those spring-lock suits at all. I was there when he was putting it on. He followed every precaution possible, and it still failed him. They're practically traps, and the fact they thought they were safe enough to be worn is insane. I can't imagine how many lawsuits they'll end up causing, and I'm not staying to find out. Sorry things had to go bad, again, but I'm running out of time. Good luck.
Hello? Oh, hey, welcome back, man. I'm gonna try and make this quick. I know you're probably busy, but, I know you've been here for quite some time, but, that week you were gone, there was a bit of an incident you missed. But it's really nothing to worry about. It's just the animatronics are not acting the same. I'm gonna go ahead and guide you on what you might need to do tonight. So, let's see. Alright, if Spring, Bonnie, or Fredbear, not the old ones, get too close to your office, just hit the switch in your office to lure them back to the stage. If you don't happen to see either of them on the cameras, I suggest trying the tracking feature on your camera system. It should give away where they are whenever you need it. And as for Stan, he should be on cam 8. If he happens to leave and you hear him crawling around, check around your workspace. If you happen to see him close to you, then just use the music again. Now, I doubted it ever happened, but on the off chance that one of those plushies happen to start wandering around, try keeping your monitor on so they don't notice you. Now for Ben, the, beaver, try not to look at him for too long. He just doesn't really like being watched. If he does happen to enter, cover your eyes ASAP. He's been taking pictures of random things, and the camouflage could become an obstacle if he happens to be active. Now, what else was there? Oh, yeah. The spares. Now, if they happen to start moving around, I suggest watching them on your cameras to temporarily stall them. We don't know too much about what's going on with them, so that's the best advice I can give you. I think that should be all I need to update you on. If anything happens that's different, just make sure to report it. And if nothing ends up working, just try playing dead, I suppose. But, alrighty then. Best of luck.
something. Genius is an art term. Howdy, night guard. Howdy, night guard. Howdy, night guard. I want to make my thoughts clear on something. Genius is an art term. Howdy, night guard. I think it's time to bring up the elephant in the room. What is the deal? Howdy, night guard. I want. Genius is an art term. Ow! Howdy, night guy. I want to make my thoughts clear on something. Owie. Howdy, night guard. I think it's time to bring up the elephant. Ow! Howdy, night guard. I want to make my... Ouch. Howdy, night guard. Ouch. Howdy, night guard. Owie.
Just hit the switch in your office to lure them back to the stage. If you don't happen to see either of them on the cameras, I suggest trying the tracking feature on your camera system. It should give away where they are whenever you need it. And as for Stan, he should be on cam 8. If he happens to leave, he's falling around.
Howdy, Night Guard. I want to make my thoughts clear on something. Juniors is an art term. Juniors is a really cool fan game, and it definitely had a massive impact on the community. However, that ended with a major downside, which is how it has affected the community's art and creativity. Multiple people have posted incredible art, splurging with creativity just for it to be compared to Juniors, which is great if you're comparing it quality-wise, but not if you're comparing it style-wise. Unless an artist is going for a Junior style on purpose, whether you mean it with malice or not, saying it's Junior's blank is decently aggravating, as it sets the idea that this is great, but Junior's is still top tier, into being the only comparative for realism or style nowadays. And yeah, I get it. A lot of today's artists are heavily inspired by Juniors. I, for one, am. But that doesn't mean we wanted Juniors to be our end goal. Inspiration from Juniors goes in, and a new piece comes out. But unless it's very blatantly Junior's, the artist most likely isn't wanting nor going for a Junior style. And like, for the artists out there who have had a comment like this on your art, I know it can be annoying if it wasn't what you were going for, but remember that the person saying it most likely means it as a compliment. Okay, thanks for listening to my TED Talk. Howdy, Night Guard. I think it's time to bring up the elephant in the room. What is the deal with pineapple on pizza? I don't know what your preferences are, but I have no idea how anyone could find that appealing. It goes against what pizza's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be sweet. It's just supposed to be like a pizza. I really could go on about this topic for hours. That's how important it is to me. Pineapple isn't even that good of a fruit anyway. It looks terrifying. And it has a bunch of spikes and stuff around it that get my robot shell all scratched and stuffed. It takes forever to prepare it to an edible state. It doesn't even taste that great after a while. The idea of biting into a hot slice of pizza and getting a mouthful of stringy mozzarella cheese only for it to be followed by the sweet tinge of pineapple right after just makes me want to vomit. It's just disgusting. Don't even get me started on the people that call me crazy for saying this. Like, I'm not the crazy one. You're the crazy one. How could you eat something like that and enjoy it and have the audacity to call someone who finds it disgusting the weird one? And then there's the weird bunch that tries to defend their culinary perversions by claiming that tomatoes are fruit too. I mean, okay, I guess tomatoes are fruit, but they're a savory fruit. They're fruit by technicality and nothing else. If your doctor tells you to eat more fruit, you probably are going to reach for the nearest ripe tomato, right? Yeah! And if someone asks you to name the first pizza topping that comes to mind, your answer certainly is going to be apple slices or, oh, strawberry, please and thank you. It's just weird. Really weird and yucky. Though, now that I think about it, the abomination that is pineapple on pizza should be the least of our concerns. Like, I don't remember where exactly I heard this, but for some reason, a few weird people like their pizza with banana slices and, curry powder. I mean, that has to be in violation of some international food treaty, right? Like, some kind of, like, globally, like, enforced decree, like, to, like, prevent raving lunatics, like, from putting, like, a tropical fruit and, like, oriental spice mixtures on a traditional, like, European dish. Thank God it hasn't reached the good old US of A yet, and it won't! If I have any seeds. Oh yeah, and what about Asian fusion restaurants trying to combine pizza with sushi? Nuh-uh, over my cold, dead, mechanical body. Greasy lukewarm pizza is an American institution, and it is not to be meddled with. Like, sure, you could also argue that pizza is more of a bread-based ingredient delivery method than anything else, and like, that theoretically sweet pizza could work. But that's missing the point entirely, because pineapples are actively being put on pizza, and that's inexcusable. It's a horrifying thought, really. What else would they start ruining with pineapple? Lasagna? Pineapple bacon? Pineapple salad? Pineapples. Honestly, that word has lost all meaning to me. What does it even mean, pineapple? Like, apples that grow on pines? Apples that resemble pines? It's neither of those, so what is it really? It makes me so fucking angry. My fucking God. Fucking hate pineapple. Howdy, Night Guard. While I'm here, I'd like to discuss something that's been on my mind. Why are eggs so disgusting? I mean, it really all depends on how they're prepared, but most of the time they're absolutely gross. It's kind of weird considering they're such an important part of, well, food as a whole. Like, I'm not denying their value as an ingredient, but on their own? Ugh. I feel like you need a specific mindset to actually enjoy an egg-based meal, and that mindset only comes around every once in a while. Some days I could really go for some pillowy scrambled eggs, maybe with some chives on top, or a sunny-side-up fried egg cooked on top of a few slices of bacon. But then, once that moment passes, I can't get over how yucky and gooey both of those could be. And the texture isn't my only issue. The taste and smell can vary a lot, too. But it's not like they're spoiled or anything. Instead, it's kind of like cilantro, you know? That weird spice that tastes like soap to some people because of, I don't know, some genetic stuff? Like, robots don't have genes, so it's like, whatever, but with eggs, instead of being based on some weird biological gimmick, it just depends on, like, which side of the bed you wake up on. At least it feels like that sometimes. Really, I don't inherently have anything against eggs, but I hate when food tends to taste different sometimes, for no reason whatsoever. It sucks! Because apparently they're pretty good for your health too, at least from what I gather. Like, you know how in some movies, some people drink raw eggs for like protein or something? Yuck! I never understood that either. Okay, fine, it could be super healthy, but raw? Really? Do they even like know where eggs come from? And what they are? That's another thing actually. Eating meat is completely fine because it's not exactly alive, and eggs aren't alive either, but like, they're pretty much halfway there, right? And sometimes you get those really yucky ones with a chicken actually growing in them. Ugh, ew. Ugh. Actually, on second thought, I totally do have something against eggs. They're gross, and they shouldn't be eaten, like, at all. It's weird because, well, when most people go on a vegetarian diet, they won't rule out things like pasta, right? But then, what's pasta made of? Flour, salt, and eggs, I think. So like, pasta isn't vegetarian either. It's actually a lot worse than straight up just eating meat. Because you're eating unborn animals. Ew. I really don't like eggs now. Now while we're already on this topic, let's talk about some fruit. Pears. What exactly is the appeal when it comes to pears? Apples are cool. Bananas are cool. Most fruit is cool. But then there's pears. It's not that they're bad or anything, but they're just so dang forgettable. Like, okay, let's take fruit salads as an example. What goes in fruit salads? Usually, it's stuff like apples, grapes, melon chunks, maybe oranges or mandarins if you're feeling brave. Bananas don't really belong in fruit salads unless you have a couple of screws loose in your head. Neither do cantaloupes, yuck by the way, or other weirdo fruits. They don't really belong because of stuff like their texture or whatever. In a fruit salad, you mostly want fresh, vibrant, juicy, and, well, fruity. But you wouldn't put them in a fruit salad. They just feel out of place. There's no real, like, reason for that. It's kind of just how it is. But then, like, pears are also weird because of how different they can taste depending on God knows what factors. Like, sometimes pears can be way too soft, but other times they can be really dense and tough. Sometimes they're sweet, other times they're bland. Oh yeah, they tend to do this thing where some of them just taste really sandy and gross. I mean, okay, most fruit can taste really varied, but with apples, for example, they will pretty much never taste awful unless they're rotten or something. With pears, it's much more of a gamble. At least that's what it feels like. I don't want to, like, roll a D20 for fruit quality every time I eat it. That's just weird. Fruit should be simple, right? Like, its flavor should be kind of a given. You don't need to eat a million apples to know what an apple tastes like. Same for bananas and grapes. I mean, okay, different varieties can taste totally different. But when you have a red apple, it's gonna taste like a red apple. With pears, though, anything goes. It's weird. And again, I don't even hate pears. I think they can taste pretty good, but like, the key word is can. It's honestly up to chance. Roll D20. Let's fucking go. I think it's time to... Howdy night... Ouch. Owie. Howdy,
Oh!